this weekend, the return of Leon Edwards against Bilal Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad fought as recently as, I think it was 3 weeks ago, within the last month, whereas Leon Edwards has not fought since 2019 through no fault of his own. Was scheduled to fight Kazmat Shemaev several times, and all of those got pushed back, and finally they just replaced him with Bilal because Bilal stepped up to the plate. So glad he did that. Bummer we don't get to see Leon fight Kazmat though, huh?
That's the most disappointing thing for me because I'm a big Chimaev guy. I've been on
I
that hype
know.
train for a while now, but I hope he gets better and maybe he'll get another top 5 guy after that.
Yeah. I mean, Kazmat's not going anywhere. He'll be back. We may not get to see him fight Leon Edwards anytime soon, but we'll get to see him fight some of those guys at the top of the welterweight division. This is an important fight. People are lining up to try and get their crack at Usman. Still not sure who's going to be next, although a lot of people think it'll be a rematch with Jorge Masvidal. Not sure how much different that would go than the first time around did, even with a full camp for Masvidal. But we're here to talk Leon Edwards and Bilal Muhammad. So, like I said, Leon hasn't fought since 2019. His last fight was RDA, Rafael dos Anjos. He dominated that fight against a guy who's experienced and talented. Dos Anjos been around a long time. It was, I don't know, is that Leon's only other main event?
I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look at that. I haven't really kept up with Leon's career that much. I mean, I watched when him and Usman fought, but that was early back in the day. I watched the RDA fight, where he just really dominated RDA with his length, his size. RDA is a lightweight. Let's be real. He's in the division where he needs to be now, and I like RDA at lightweight. And for me, for this fight, is Bilal. I think he's a bigger RDA. They have that very similar fighting, pressure, leg kicks. I like Bilal, but do I think he's going to beat Leon Edwards? No, I don't. I think even with the layoff, I think Leon gets it done by decision in this. I think he's going to use that length. He's going to use his kicks. He's going to use his elbows. He's going to use that superior striking because I do believe he's a better striker than Bilal.
I agree. So Bilal's last fight was against Diego Lima. He put a lot of pressure on him, like you were saying. That's kind of his style. Lima, not great on defense. Really got beat up pretty good in that. That was a 3-round fight. I think if it would have gone much longer than that, Bilal probably would have got a knockout. The way I see this playing out is pretty much like you said, Leon by decision. I think he'll clinch him up. Won't let Bilal get that range that he needs that Diego Lima was allowing him. Diego Lima was basically backing away from him. He looked afraid of him, which, I mean, I would be afraid of, but I'm not a professional fighter. So I think Leon will get him up against the fence. I think he'll have some clinch time. Might get a takedown. Bilal's pretty strong, but even if it just stays on the feet, I think he'll clinch him up. I think he'll hit him with those elbows. That's really what got RDA. He split Dos Anjos' eye, his forehead open real bad. It was almost hanging down into his eye. It was nasty. And that was, I think, in the second round. Leon's just real good with that elbow, especially coming out of the break. His left hand's got a ton of power. So I've got Edwards by decision. Like you said, both these guys are 8-3. Leon's a little younger. Leon's 29. Bilal's 32. And the interesting thing about Leon, and probably why people haven't really followed his career as closely, is he's tried to do it from Europe because he's from England, and he's been trying to show that you can climb through the rankings without having to move to the United States and leave your home behind, which is easier for fighters from some countries than others, right? It's easier if you're a Brazilian fighter to stay in Brazil and train and make a name for yourself because of the history and the talent in that country, as opposed to a smaller country without that history like England. But like you said, he lost to Usman, and then his other losses are ancient history at this point. But the only common opponent I think that they had, or at least the only one where they had a different result, was Luque. So Leon was able to beat Luque by decision, whereas Bilal was actually knocked out, and it was actually around the same time. So
Yeah, Vicente
you know,
Luque, he's tough, man. He's fighting Tyron Woodley next.
yeah, he's pretty good, and the transitive property doesn't really work in
No, it doesn't
MMA,
matter.
but well, I think it can be informative, but to me, I don't know if Leon's ever been knocked out. I don't think he has actually.
What year was that? Those
20.
fights.
So Leon fought him in 2017, and Bilal fought him in 2016.
So right around the same time, pretty much.
Right. And so like I was saying, I don't see Leon Edwards getting knocked out really by anybody. He's really got great balance, kind of one of those slippery kind of dudes on defense where you can't really get a hold of him, and it's very fluid the way he moves.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best strikers in the welterweight division for sure. He's not a wonder boy where he uses that karate style or anything, but I do like him against pretty much anybody. I mean, other than the champ, I give him a shot to win against anybody. I thought he definitely had his. I think Chimaev would have beaten him, but I think he definitely has his ways of beating Chimaev as well. If that fight was to happen. Do I see? I don't know if he beats Colby. I think Colby could put the pressure on him. Because we're both picking Leon in this fight. Are you okay?
Right. Yeah.
And I'm just kind of going on how I think he matches up against those top three guys. Usman, Masvidal, Colby, and those I would love to see all three of those fights for Leon Edwards. I think the Masvidal is a fun fight for him. I think he definitely. I think he beats Masvidal.
You think Leon would beat Masvidal?
I do. I think Leon would probably beat Masvidal.
I can see it.
I don't like him against a Colby or Usman though, with a heavy grappling, heavy wrestler. Because I've seen Usman do that to him, and that was even Usman at his prime, with no striking.
Yeah. So, well, then why is Colby Covington running scared?
Well, that's
your guy.
I like Colby, but he don't have to. He don't owe him any favors. The way he wanted the Masvidal fight, and Colby's beaten everybody up there. Leon hasn't beaten any of those top. Well, except for Usman, but he's pretty much any of those top five guys, or they were the top five. He's beaten them. I think.
Let's think who's next in line for a title shot, right? So probably Masvidal rematch. Who's Covington fighting next?
Who knows? He's probably the odd man out in this. And I probably and I probably see him having to fight Chimaev.
Oh man, that would be good. I would love to watch that.
I think that
because he's going to have to go down. He can't. He could fight Gilbert Burns, I guess.
I guess no, they haven't fought. I guess you can give him that. But Chimaev's going to get a big name next, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's not either Gilbert or Colby. I like both of those.
Well, Gilbert's going to be out for a while after that loss to Usman because he took
right, and but we don't really know the health of Chimaev either, so we don't know how long he's going to be out.
Right. Well, we both got Leon Edwards winning this fight. I think we agree on that. Looks like most people agree on that. Betting odds right now, Leon Edwards is a -260 to -270 favorite, depending on where you look, with Bilal being +220 to +230 as the underdog. I don't think there's a whole lot of value there because I don't think Bilal has much of a shot. So, if anything, maybe Edwards by decision.
That's what I like.
Otherwise, I'd pass just in case Muhammad doesn't.
I'm not really
catch him.
This is kind of like a letdown after we built up the fight and then this fight card. There's some good fights on there, but you could miss it if you really wanted to. There's a lot of basketball going on. To be honest with you, if Carolina's playing in the championship game, that's going to be at 8:30. I'm not watching the fights.
Oh yeah, it's going on the small TV if NC State manages to still be playing at that point, or OU. OU in the Big 12 tournament this week as well. So we will have our betting picks up on Friday. So I will do my weekly picks against the money line, any method of victory picks I have, or round totals, and then Josh will give us a DraftKings lineup.
Yeah, and I'll go over my results for DraftKings. That way, everybody knows they're not getting information from a complete loser.
That's right. Yeah, we'll keep our records posted as well. We both, I think, did pretty well last week. And finally, we do have brand new social media handles out. Josh, do you have those available to you right now to read off before we wrap up here?
Yes, I do. Give me 1 second, and I'll go ahead and read those off.
All right. Yeah. So we're on Twitter now, Instagram. Obviously, we have the YouTube channel, which is the only place that you can get us right now, or get the actual podcast recording right now. Although we will be expanding that, hopefully get stuff up on Spotify, iTunes, that kind of stuff here in the coming weeks and months.
Yeah, I'm working on our website now as well, so we'll have that up. Our Instagram is just going to be RHLH, so right hand, left hand, abbreviated podcast, and that's at Instagram. The Twitter, unfortunately, somebody already has RHLH, so they gave me some BS handle, so we're at H podcast RHL. So they just kind of screwed us a little bit on the H there on the left hand.
That's all right. All that stuff will be in the YouTube bio and the video description.
Yep,
Thank you all for joining us. You have something else, Josh?
Yeah, just it'll be down on the bottom, so you can click on it. It'll take you right to the Twitter handle. We've been trying to keep stuff up on there, along with our Instagram page. Nothing up yet, but we'll start posting now. Thanks, guys.
All right, good deal. Sounds good. Give us a like, give us a subscription, and we'll see you next week.